Today I'm going over our very first live event that we covered, and this was the Grant Young exhibit at the Proof by Foundry as part of the Medici collection. This was in December of 2023, and there was a beautiful walkthrough display, chic event with great networking and wonderful people. But Grant Young himself, I didn't actually know much about the art or the artist. So I've done a little bit of research so that way I can recap and give you a little bit more about him since we weren't able to bring you a live interview that day. Grant actually got into art at a very young age. At the age of 5, he was into photography, and after that, he was very much into art all the way up until college, which in his freshman year, he got into digital art. So in him being into digital art, he actually had a really interesting medium in which he created his art on. So his first creations were actually done in PowerPoint, and he used Apple Keynote as a way to layer the shapes and create the art that became some of Grant Young's very first pieces. It's actually pretty fascinating. In 2018, he attended the Whitney Museum of American Art, where they had the Grant Wood American Gothic and Other Fables collection. From there, he was fascinated with the art, staring at it and looking at the colors and its very moody sort of feel that you get when you look at the art. And I very much felt that when I was looking at his exhibit pieces. So as he stood in awe and taking in the color palettes and the styles, he took that and he started to play with it, and it became part of his first collection, which was Midwest, which was what we saw that day at the Foundry exhibit. My favorite piece is actually one of the pieces, and I'll clip that in here for you to see, where he has this just singular cow in the open field. It's so minimalistic, but for me, I'm from Bakersfield, and Bakersfield is just synonymous for cows. And I think my big takeaway from his art after being at the exhibit that day is how when you look at his art, it truly makes you feel like you're at home. So while this is the first of his on-chain collection, he eventually moved into using Adobe Illustrator like most of the artists would use today. Another interesting aspect about Grant Young is his love for music and video games, and a lot of that seems to show through in some of his style. He seems to pull the production of the memes, and he has his very video game-esque style landscapes through some of his pieces. So while he does carry some very traditional style art, he also has that very sort of modern feel. So in 2024, he's announced an upcoming partnership / collaboration. And with that, it's a very different style from his. It's cutesy doodles and very much something that is outside anything I've seen Grant Young work on in the past. So I'm looking forward to seeing where 2024 takes Grant Young and what type of amazing pieces he can bring for us to cherish.